This is Get Inspired with Dr. Barb. Hi, everyone. This is the host of Get Inspired with Dr. Barbara Fucatus. Welcome, our wonderful audience, you wonderful listener and viewer, whether you are a teacher, parent, anybody who is interested in education and improving education. And I think we all should be interested in this for sure. Today, we have another wonderful guest who will speak about a very interesting topic, play therapy. There are all different kinds of play therapies, but today we will talk about one kind. But this is something very not only interesting, but very important for children. I feel like we kind of went away a little bit from play in early, especially early education. Now it's making a little bit of comeback, but there is so much to discuss around this topic because this can substantially help children, especially young children, just handling their emotions and then, of course, helping them in academics. Welcome on the show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb. David.
Nice to meet you, Barbara.
Nice to meet you too. I know we met earlier and we have some commonalities too, which is always great to know. It's like when you meet someone at first you don't think that there is anything in common, but then you start talking and you discover more and more commonalities. And David, you are tuning from the New York City.
Yes, Brooklyn, New York, to be specific.
Yep, and I am from upstate New York. So we are in the same state, just in different parts of our big state. And I would like to tell our audience that you are a licensed mental health counselor and registered play therapy supervisor. So you know a lot about this, and you also run therapy, play therapy. What would that be? Play therapy workshops, play therapy after school activities. What would be the proper way of?
So I have a play therapy clinic.
Yeah.
I work with kids ages 3 to 8 and their families. I also do supervision for other clinicians who want to learn about play therapy. I do it on one-on-one. I do it in the office. I just had a group yesterday online. We had a group peer supervision for play
Yeah.
therapy. So I do a lot of play therapy, play-based type of work.
Yes, you do it and you know about it, but you also educating others. So we have more play therapists who can provide this very important practice or activity to
Yeah, because
children.
a lot of therapists don't know what to work with kids or don't know how to do it, but they want to. So that's the training that helps them actually figure out, okay, what do I do with a 5-year-old, you know?
Right, because when you think about it in school, I mean, there are psychologists, there are counselors, but it's not like they are also trained in play therapy, right?
Not necessarily. Yeah.
Not necessarily, and that would be very useful. But what made you started? What's the background? This is always very interesting. Like, why play therapy?
I always loved working with kids. It was from a natural segue in life. I worked in camps, I worked in schools, I've worked in all different types of settings my whole life. It's like kids are like, I just talk the same language as them. We're on the same page, like we get each other.
Very
Uh,
cool.
so it's just a natural segue.
This is awesome because when you actually think about it, working with children, being around children, it really gets you kind of back to the basics, right? To kind of like being a child again, and you get those reminders that well, there is some more curiosity
Yeah.
and more ideas beyond your serious adult world. It's really amazing. Is this something that you, because you're a counselor as well, was it a part of your studies, or you kind of like added later on this kind of training? Like how one can start something like that? Is it like
So
master's degree? Like what kind of education is involved?
you do the master's degree typically, and then I just made my training around playing kids afterwards. I had some training in school, but nothing like what I did afterwards. It's more like my own professional development. Like I wanted to become good at what I do. So there was lots of trainings across the United States that I've been to, and that really helped, in terms of my career.
So if someone is a counselor or psychologist and they would like to edit, then the best thing would be just seek some kind of professional development, correct?
Correct.
After
So
you finished, yeah.
there's what's called an association for play therapy. They're like the governing body that has all different trainings in all different places, online, in
Yeah.
person, to really a good resource to actually figure out what you want to do and where you want to do it. So that would be a really good resource for therapists to start.
It is Association of Play Therapy.
Association for Play Therapy.
For
Yeah.
play therapy. That's awesome because that's someone just goes to the website and can
Yeah.
think of something like that, add it to your, it's not like you have to do another master, but you just
Right.
treat it as professional development. But what is actually play therapy, and what happens in a play therapy session? So if you could tell us like what play therapy even is, because some people might not know, our listeners, and this is also good for the parents to know, because as a parent, if you know that, you might be then able to advocate for something like that, ask
Right.
for something like that, even within the school district, right? Hey
Yeah.
guys, how about play therapy? I've heard it's really cool, right? And it can help kids. So if you don't know, you won't ask. But if you know, add advocacy element, and then it might happen, right? So what is it? And if you could also take us kind of like just through description
Sure.
to like a typical play therapy session, or what would like 10 minutes of play therapy look like?
That's it. So I'll tell you a story
Yeah.
first to illustrate that. I had a parent come in, and her son was 4 years old, and she plopped him down in a chair and says to her son, "Okay, so tell David how you feel." And I'm like, "Ma, this is not gonna work like this. Kids don't tell me how they feel. Like you could tell me how you feel, and you could process things, and for kids, it's not like as simple. Like they're like probably gonna look at me like I don't know what to say. Like, what does that even mean? You know?"
Mm-hmm.
I told the mother, I said, this is not how it works. So typically play therapy is it's a kind of therapy that for kids, they use toys, they use games, they use creative activities to really help them express their thoughts, express their feelings when they don't typically have the words to do so. No, like adults, we could talk in therapy, we could talk things out. Kids play things out. They symbolically play things out. Let's
Yeah.
say dollhouse with puppets. They're able to more fully be engaged and communicate. And that language I understand much better than regular communication.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but when you think about it, as you go to like a therapy session, I mean, even like teenagers, and I think even teenagers might have a hard time with this. All of a sudden, you have to like talk about your feelings, right? And somebody's asking you directly about that, and you have to like tell about it, and you kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird, right? Somebody's questioning you, asking
Yeah.
you. It is very kind of intimidating and straightforward. You're not going to, if you're not going to do therapy in that way with children. Does make a lot of sense. So you said that
And
this is, yeah.
I work with kids ages 3 to 8. So that's a kind of play where they're more creative, they're more symbolic, they're more express themselves through the play, through activities, through different things. When kids get older, they can process things different. They can communicate different. They're more cognitively developed that you can have a conversation with a teenager that you really can't have a conversation like that with a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old.
But when they play and they talk about it, they interact with each other, obviously, you hear them, you know what they do, you observe their play, obviously, and you listen to what they talk about. Do you then, this can be interesting, you then modify the play based on that information in any way? I just, because I don't know much about that really, and I wonder, right, how structured it is, and do you use information from the play to modify the play? And you say no.
I don't modify the play. I don't direct anything. I'm more non-directive play. I'm following the child's lead, regarding that environment and my presence and my skill set, what I do to do that. But there are therapists that do more directive. Nothing wrong with it. Just my style is non-directive.
That's very so. So what do you do there? You as a, if you're not in a supervisor position, but you are actual therapist, and they play and they have toys and different things. What do you do there? Are you kind of like on the side observing them, or you a part of that play? That can be. I wonder how that works.
I'm part of their play without actually being part of them. They don't have to necessarily play with me to actually play, because I'm reflecting different things. I'm reflecting feelings, content,
Yeah.
behavior, emotions. I'm tracking their behavior, keeping them grounded through those skills that I've learned and know. So I'm playing with them, but I'm not necessarily actually playing along with them unless they invite me into that play.
So it's really organically, and
Yes.
if they consider that, well, here is this guy here, right? And it's like, oh, let's just get him into the play, right? And then
Kids do.
you into it.
I'm into it either way, whether I'm playing or not playing. That's the real nice about it because I'm fully
Yeah.
present. I'm fully there.
But this is amazing because they just feel free to explore. When you
There's no
initially,
and there's no judgment. There's no nothing. There's no like preconceived notions. I'm not interpreting anything per se. It's more like I'm really present for them.
totally, that's a little bit like when I bred my therapy dog, and they therapy dog is a kind of a therapist, right? Just on four legs. So it's the same thing, the idea of no judgment. I absolutely love it. And I would like to ask you, when initially, obviously, you have a parent coming in or calling you, asking you, is there a spot for play therapy? I would like to enroll my child. What do they, and I don't know if that's how that works, if that's how it starts. What do they, many of them say as far as the reasons for that? How does it start? How does it get initiated? Why do they want to do that, the parents?
Sometimes they get come because of school challenges they're having in school. Sometimes they just want to figure out like what's going on with my kid.
Hmm.
Like I don't know what's happening. Like he seems a little bit off, or he seems anxious, seems a little bit sad. He seems like he can't get along with people.
Yeah.
They're really trying to be the best parent they are, and they have it's a big task to have a parent come and say, okay, I need help understanding my kid. Like what's going on here? Like what's happening? Why is he feeling this way? I can't seem to figure out. Nothing's working, and we're doing.
Hmm.
Really from a place where they want to be a better parent, which is very nice.
That's a very good attitude, and I think, and also like the beginning, they just asking the question, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm not parenting maybe well or something. They just don't know, right? And they
Right,
want to
right.
find
They
out
don't know.
more.
Yeah, some of them don't know. They want some clarity, like someone who could
Hmm.
just, okay, like what's he's trying to say, what's going on, like, because us adults, we tend to like think on a logic basis, like
Hmm.
this makes sense, doesn't make sense, but kids don't necessarily work in logic space. They work on a play, creative type of
Yeah.
thing. So they're not necessarily going to tell you anything how they feel directly because they don't have necessarily the language for that, and
Yep.
their language is play and toys. And parents don't
Hmm.
necessarily understand that too well.
And also, when they play, they just kind of release a lot of emotions, and a lot of them things just kind of come out,
Right.
whatever is really happening. And so it's not like you diagnose them. It's just like, okay, that's what we have. So let's just, if you could just bring them in and just let them play, right?
What was that? Yes.
Parents are not a part of the play, correct?
So I do what's called filial therapy. That's where I train parents to play with their kids therapy.
Hmm.
So I do train parents.
Well, that's awesome. So for those who are like, wait a minute, I'm also interested in doing this at home, play with
Right.
my
So
child at
I would
home.
I would really train the parents to work with their kids so they could tangible things that they could do also at home with their kids.
That's amazing. So you also
Yeah.
train, so you're, because you're a supervisor for other play therapists, but you also can train parents
Yeah, and
in that.
Parents like it too because they're like, okay, I'm actually learning something, how to communicate with my kids
Hmm.
and understand what they're saying, what they're doing, and translate to more success at home and overall.
This is amazing. From your knowledge and experience, do you know if play therapy is something that is entering schools more and more these days or
I believe,
not?
I
What's
believe so.
happening?
I believe so because there's more people interested in it and trying to integrate it within the school system because kids are in school for 8 hours a day. It's a long days,
Yeah.
sometimes more. Training therapists there, training teachers to work with kids
Hmm.
in the classroom is definitely, and obviously it's not fully integrated, but there's definitely more interest and more, try to help out.
There is more interest. Well, that's good to know because when you think of schools, I mean, there are after school activities, right? But sometimes children need more like unstructured play and that room that has just like cool toys and other different things and gadgets, right? And they can just use it, they can just play together. And there is a lot of collaboration. They learn with each other, which I think we need so much of this as early in education as possible. So that is another aspect of that. And
Right.
then when they play, and after some time, I don't know, a couple months, 3 months, maybe half a year, I'm not sure. Do you then see some changes? I mean, you take observations and or parents report that they see changes. How do you speak about the progress and how do you kind of like notice it?
So I'm very forthcoming with parents. I usually tell them if anything doesn't make sense or things are not working, whatever, let me know ahead of time. Don't like
Yeah.
wait to like see what happens type of thing. More like so I'm always proactive. What's working, what's not working. Do we need to tweak something? If I'm getting the parents involved, there's much more faster results because the parents are actually also doing some work. So you
Mhm.
see a lot of success on that end and a lot of faster results, faster because everybody's involved. The kid, the parents, me. It's more. It's not like keeping kids for like a year or two. I'm more like 3 months to 6 months max. On most cases.
I think that what it what it does is just providing for the child safe environment to play, to interact with others, express their emotions through that too. And when we think about it, when you take it out without the play, what do kids have? School, expectations, right? And then you come home, it's there's no play at home either. Maybe they have some toys or something, but busy parents, right? And when you think about it, there is no space for play day by day. So this is extremely important. Now, do you think you could give our audience an example, like a little play sort of strategy, if somebody wanted to like try it on their own? I know we are not really teaching here or anything right now, but yeah, I just like somebody wants to try. I want to try a little play. I have maybe I can get some more toys and different things. Can they do something like that, a little play activity to just kind of try with their own kids?
So I'm a big proponent of telling kids to schedule playtime with your kid. It could be 15 minutes a week,
Yeah.
unstructured. You could play anything you want, no board games, unstructured toy, and it's okay if you don't know what the heck you're doing either.
Yeah, right.
It's perfectly fine. Just be present with your kids for 15 minutes in an unstructured way. It could be like playing dolls. It could be blocks. It could be building something. It could be, and even if you don't know what the heck how to build anything, it's fine.
Yeah,
You don't know how to draw. It's perfectly fine too. Your kid does not care.
yeah, I love it.
That's like, it's simple, but it's like really impactful. If you could like just schedule that unstructured play with your kid and just play something, be there, be present, no judgment.
Hmm.
You get if you do it right, what's gonna happen is your kid's gonna tell you, okay, when are we gonna schedule again?
That's the real review.
And
I
that's
love it.
really the key. Like if your kid does that, then you're doing it really, really well.
You're right. Parent can be, but I don't know what to do. But what toys should I? Maybe I should get new toys. And you're saying, no, 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 no. You already have some stuff at home. Come
Yeah,
on, just bring it out. And let's say, how about Johnny, right? Whatever the name of the
yeah,
child is. How about if we play? Bring the toys you want to use, bring the ones that I have, or we just use yours, and let's just play for some time. And just like that, and you see where it goes, right?
yeah. You don't no structured play.
Yeah, that's just absolutely amazing. Have you seen, I'm sure you have, some real, like maybe an example of a breakthrough when, the kid at the beginning was just really totally, I don't want to say a mess, but, full of anxiety, right? And then you just really notice that things were starting to get better. Have you seen something like that? Or maybe a different situation and different case of a
Right.
child?
Just something that comes to mind. I had a 3-year-old that was bitten by a dog,
Yeah.
and her parents went, and she got scared of dogs now. So her parents wanted to come in to help her get unscared of dogs, type of thing. Because there was a dog in the family, something. So she was coming in for like one or two, three, 4 times working on. She was playing with stuff. I happened to have dogs in like puppets and
Yeah.
dog toys type of thing. She was working with that, and then her play shifted to working to playing with dolls and taking care of babies, and that happened for like 2, 3 times. And the parents came to me. We came to you with the issue with the dog, which is getting really better, but she also happens to be doing much better with her sibling baby, not hitting him anymore. Okay, that makes sense because she was playing with babies and taking care of them and nurturing them.
Yeah.
Was a nice segue.
Yeah, that's amazing. So improvements were happening in areas the parents really had not even intention. They didn't even come
Yeah.
with this particular problem, right? To
Yeah.
enroll the child in the play. It's just so important that the kids have this space and some toys to reenact all these things. Honestly, when I just go back to my childhood, that's what we were doing. We were just playing. We and I had with my sister, so that was easier too. But I would imagine also for children who are like only children,
Yeah.
that is probably a really cool situation, right? To be able to do the play with other kids. That's just amazing. What do you think is, just to shift a little bit from this, but we're still in the play mode for sure. What do you think is the problem in education, where education needs to improve a little bit better for children to kind of, help them in functioning, help them in getting better experiences overall, and maybe also in the world, like from your own noticings? Yeah.
I think play is something that people think like it's not a work in progress, not a work that kids do. It's not important to education. I think the more kids are in that play, the more they'll help them learn in a school setting. So if you like, I know kids have a lot of time in the classroom and they learn different subjects, and
Mhm.
it's like recess maybe 15 minutes. I want like recess for like 2 hours and learning the rest. And you might see actually kids actually learn better.
Hey, I'm signing this petition right now. When you haven't read it, just let me know. Because I believe the same thing. I mean, less is more. And we have educational systems such as in Finland. We know what they're doing. They don't do more hours of learning academics. They do less. There is more time in nature. There's more time for play, especially for younger children. But what about older kids? Should they have a little bit play or maybe a different modified play? I don't know. What do you think about
I think
that?
play is important for everybody. I'm saying even adults. I mean, they don't. Most adults don't play in because I mean, life is life. Like people like have to pay bills and
Yep.
pay tuition and give. Just life.
Yeah.
People lose that curiosity, that playfulness, that like going with the flow type of thing.
Totally. What do you, this is totally just that just came randomly to my mind. What would be a type of play for more like older teenagers or adults to do? We don't want people to go play by going to the bars and engaging in.
You could play board games. You could play ping pong. You could play sports. You could play music. You could cook. So many things you can do that's playful in your way.
That's amazing. It's playful. You just said movement, and we need more of this for us, for adults. Movement is medicine, but you can have a playful movement. You can go for a walk, playful walk with your dog. So there is a lot of definitely.
You know those things on the street, those the crosswalk.
Hmm.
There's white and black lines, whatever.
Yes.
So sometimes I like skip on the white ones.
I love it. So if you are adult who can do this, who can skip, if you injured, don't do that, right? But if you can skip, try to do something, even if you look a little bit odd. I mean, come on, right? We all kids.
The value of kids, they don't care what other people see about
Yeah,
them. They're like really focused. If I'm gonna skip on that white line, I'm gonna skip on that white line. I don't care what people think about me, because it's normal.
yeah. Well, I see that doing this is also helping you because you are seeing yourself still, you're able to see yourself as a child and not lose your curiosity. And you will skip when there is an opportunity to skip on that sidewalk, you're just going to do it. I absolutely love it because we all have to think in that way because we can make every day a little playful. But
Yeah.
most of the days we just don't because we just, right, occupied with obviously there is problems, there's issues we have to take care of, but there are little things that we can kind of switch a little bit around and not to worry so much about what we look like when we skip, but just do it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And what do you see? Is there any future? I'm sure there is. What do you see for play therapy for its future, like as far as its own development, directions it would go, or how it spreads to different places? What do you see the future? What is your prognosis and also like hopes and dreams about it?
I think you'll see more and more getting into schools. I do think you'll see more and more people, adults, tapping into it because obviously the world is very vastly. People are just so preoccupied with a lot of different things, and there's no time to like think, breathe, process, and they miss that type of thing in a way. So you might see more of that with adults too.
That would be amazing, like play therapy for adults. And they might need it because I have a feeling that sometimes, I can speak for myself too, we don't know how to play. We don't know what to do. You think about, people will think exercise, that means I have to go to gym. Don't even go there, right? They
Right.
don't think about how to connect these things, to be relaxed, to play, but at the same time also have a little bit exercise. It's possible to like connect all this, and maybe that's where we need to push this field a little bit, so adults have an idea, I can do something that's good for me and for my body and for my health, but it's actually playful.
Right.
And that would be, I think that would be great direction. So maybe that's something you will be leading. Amazing. How many do you also see, from what we were talking, more interest from therapists themselves? So counselors, psychologists. What about like speech therapists, physical therapists? Are they also interested in playfulness and doing professional development in the area of play therapy, or not
I,
so much?
I believe so. I believe they're into play. I mean, they work with kids. They have to be.
Yeah.
If you're a speech therapist work with kids or OT, then you have to integrate it in your work.
That's right. But they could certainly do more of it. It sounds like they would benefit from more professional development in this area. Yes, definitely. It was just such insightful conversation. I learned more about play and and about the value of it, and also how valuable it is when you really don't do much with it, as far as like, changing it, modifying it, but you just let kids
Right.
really play and teach others, like parents and teachers, because I assume you could also have the same advice for a teacher. Well, bring some toys and tell your children, hey guys, we're just going to play for 15 minutes, right? Just like that.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
possible.
I had a 6-year-old who was in school and he was tearing up the place in school. So I went down to the school, I think it was on Monday, and I asked the teacher, do you like this kid? Do you like, Johnny? She says, no, he annoys the hell out of me. So I told her, what I'm about to tell you, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Just entertain it for a little bit. So I told the teacher, at recess, buy a small little toy.
Hmm.
For a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, play with him at recess. She called me Friday and like she sees, wow, what a difference.
Wow. Because the kid,
It was connected. There was a relationship. There was like, okay, like actually someone cares, someone, they could work together.
that's an amazing idea, because teachers always should then, I mean, if there's a behavior that's displayed by a child, it's a result of something, right? So
Yeah,
we should find out what's happening. But with smaller kids, why not to just do that? Let's just play, Johnny, right?
yeah.
And it builds a relationship. What a great idea. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for mentioning this. And it was very simple too. And you got a call from a happy teacher. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, David, for all these ideas and strategies and for telling us more about play. Um, could you tell the audience where they can find you on social media, how they connect with you? That would be great.
Sure. You can go to www.center, the number 4, playtherapy.com, and you can look me up on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
David Schatzkammer. I'm there also.
Thank you so much. And we, of course, will include those links in the show notes. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, David. And thank you so much to our audience. Make sure to follow the show, Get Inspired with Dr. Barb. Watch or listen to the episode and let us know what you think about play therapy, and share the episode with others, with parents, with teachers. I think everybody should know about this activity, about this practice. It's not very actually complicated. And a little bit of addition, when you're already a psychologist or counselor or therapist, and it can make a huge difference in the school for children, I think, and also for their parents. We can't forget that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye, David. Thank you. This is Get Inspired with Dr. Barb.